Court of the Rings recap April 22nd. LOTRO's 16th anniversary is underway, and of course Cordovan started the stream off by talking a bit about the anniversary. The anniversary will run until May 15th, 3 AM Eastern Time. So May 14th will be the last day of the anniversary event. And Cord, of course, mentioned that the login gifts are available, and they will be available all the way until April next year. So a lot of time for you to log in and open your gifts. Cord also talked about the potential live stream he would do because of the anniversary. He said maybe he will find time on Monday, but nothing's guaranteed. Maybe he won't find time for this, and he's not sure if it will be announced ahead of time. Maybe if he figures out, alright, I have 4 hours free now, maybe I'll just do it, and he'll just do it. And if he was to do this stream, he would then visit all or most of the servers. And since it's the anniversary, there would be some in-game shenanigans where he would probably spawn some monsters or something. And I think they've been like giving out pets and stuff in the past. I'm not really sure what exactly would happen on this stream, but he would probably go to each server, or as many as he could, and probably spend like 20 minutes per server and do some fun in-game shenanigans. There was of course a talk about the raid that has been postponed, and Cord explained this by that the raid simply just needs some more work, and I'm quite happy about hearing this. We've had instances where we had unfinished raids release, and it's much better that they're taking their time, making sure all the mechanics are in place, and giving us a more finished raid instead of just rushing it out. So I fully support this postponement. And Cord said we're gonna get a Bull Roarer preview next week. So probably, if they follow their usual schedule, it's gonna be Tuesday. So anytime early next week, we're gonna see a Bull Roarer, where I'm sure there's gonna be new raid mechanics to test out. And of course I will be going and looking at the raid on this Bull Roarer to see what's up, see if there's any new mechanics on the boss fights. And when it comes to the release date, Cord said maybe the week after the BR. So I'm pretty sure we'll see the raid release, not next week obviously because we're getting a Bull Roarer preview, but the week after that, or at the minimum the week after that again. So within 2 to 3 weeks we should have the new raid on live. My gut feeling is BR preview this week, and then next week after that, raid release. That's what I think, but who knows? All I want is a finished raid with mechanics, not unfinished. So I'm quite happy about them postponing the raid and making sure it's a better quality product. And believe it or not, flying mounts actually came up, and Cord talked quite a bit about this. And the obvious go-to when you're talking about flying mounts in LOTRO would be eagles, of course. But Cord, of course, talked about the lore restrictions, because eagles aren't really our mounts. They're kind of like above being our mounts. They do like sometimes fly Gandalf and stuff, you know, pick up Frodo and Sam. But those are really rare occasions. And if we were to see people flying around on eagle mounts, it would be kind of a really big lore breaker. So I don't think we'll ever see that in LOTRO flying mounts. And Cordovan, he wouldn't really like say it'll never happen, but obviously if you think about it, I think it will be kind of hard to implement flying mounts and a lot of work. And Cordovan said maybe in the future in an instant space you could see some flying mounts. Like if you're reliving a dream, a flashback, or like in a session play, you know? Maybe you could be Gandalf flying on the eagle. There are definitely ways that they could do this, but open world flying mounts, like they have in World of Warcraft, I don't think we'll see that in LOTRO at any point. Because it will be really lore breaking for sure. Unless they go to like Harad and find some kind of flying creature, and then we just make them our mounts, you know? There are definitely ways you can get around it, but flying mounts would be awesome, of course. But in my opinion, it's unlikely that we'll see them ever in LOTRO. Cord also said there's going to be a patch next week, and if we get a patch next week, obviously it's not going to be the raid, but I assume that will be update 35.1.1. But Cord said there is a patch coming next week, and as people might know, there's a lot of bugs with the new human avatars and the animations, and Cord said there's a lot of fixes coming in for this. A lot of animations, like the riding animation looks funny on humans, and there's a lot of animations and just like glitches with the new avatar updates. And there's going to be quite a few fixes coming for this. The Burglar and Brawler are going to get their CC breakout skill fixed. Currently, the Burg and the Brawler cannot break out of a stun or a mess, you know, something like that. They can only break out from roots, and this will be fixed with this patch next week. We're also getting the Mighty Ram fireworks added. I see that I wrote Mighty Raw. I'm too lazy to fix this, so a Mighty Ram, not Raw. Mighty Ram, kind of like a goat buck themed fireworks, is being added to the anniversary butter. So with the next patch you can get this Mighty Ram fireworks. All the gold bows, as I understood Cord, all the gold bows can now drop from every class, meaning Champion, Guardian, and Bjorning. They can get all the different outputs on their class. Currently, I believe in Tier 5, each of these 3 classes are restricted to their 1 output of the bow, but they can now drop freely. All of those 3 classes, meaning Guardian, Champion, and Bjorning, can now get all the 3 outputs to drop for them, is what I believe this change means. And finally, there's some missions / delving fixes. There are still some bugs needed fixing in the delvings. And Cord also talked about the upcoming new forums. He says the forums are on track, and May 3rd is the big day. From what I could understand, we're getting the forums on May 3rd, like they would be ready for that day. He didn't specifically say that, oh, we're getting the forums on this day, but he said they're really close. There's some stuff to do, like making sure the dev accounts are connected. They're next on the agenda. Making sure the dev accounts are connected properly, having all their permissions and stuff. Making sure the Palantir forums are restricted from people who don't have access. Just like all the technical stuff to get that in line. And to me it seemed like he just said that May 3rd is the big day. That's when it's probably going to release. And another good news, there will be a darker themed style on the forums. So what you see here is the first preview we saw, and the forums will be darker than this, so hopefully more in the line of a dark mode. So that's good news. I think most people prefer a dark mode forum style. Thank you for watching. Please consider subscribing to help out the channel, leave a like, join my Discord, and I'll see you in the next one. If you're playing or looking to play Lord of the Rings online, there is one place you need to be. The Ghyniverse! The Ghyniverse is a community Discord server for the game Lord of the Rings Online. In this server you'll find anything from giveaways. There's also a frequently asked questions channel that I would recommend checking out first. You'll be able to see when I put out new YouTube videos, whenever I stream. You can also ask for the streamer role, and you'll be able to post your own streams in this server for everyone to see. There's currently over 5,000 members in this Discord, and it keeps growing. You will also find discussion channels about the game, LOTRO. You can ask any questions in the help channel. There's discussions for every single class in the game and PvP. But one of the best things about this server is the best in slot items section. In this section you can find trait lines for every single class. You will find screenshots of the current best gear being displayed. In this channel you'll find charts showing what stats you need for your characters, mitigations, mastery crit, finesse, but you'll also find useful information about drop rates in different instances. I hope you will consider joining my server, and maybe one day I'll see you in Middle Earth.